Tuesday, the Board of Supervisors is going to select a vendor for the visitor's office. Do any of you have any thoughts on that?
It's like launching a rocket ship. You're sitting in with the lowest bidder. It's kind of scary. The county pays for our visitor center. But what I found in the county, going back to the grand jury, is there's a lack of accountability from the top down. Now, I was told by all the supervisors that are incumbent, the supervisors have the hire and fire power. They can hire and fire at will any division chief, any department head that they don't feel is functioning their job. But the problem is they can't, because they don't know whether somebody's doing something right or wrong. They really don't. There's no accountability system to where the supervisors can find out who's doing a good job. It's word of mouth. It's like they get the report every Tuesday. The people report to the county, oh, we're doing a good job, pat you on the back. And then what have we seen in the last 40 years? We've seen departments fail us, the building department, the visitor center, whatever. And the county wants to, their answer, instead of managing that department the way they should, their answer is let's put it out to bid. And they would put more out to bid if they could, because it takes a lot of work to hold people accountable to their actions. But that has to be done. And it has to be done by the government, by the supervisors, by the managers, and by anybody supervising an employee. It should go all the way down. And you should know what that employee is doing, whether they're doing a good job, a mediocre job, or a bad job. That's just common business. When we talk about being in business, that's really the root of what we're talking about. Managing employees, managing functions that it doesn't matter if you pay for it or if I pay for it. It's the same leadership and management that has to happen. And that's what I would bring to the table. I would restructure whatever needed to be restructured to bring accountability to our county.
Thank you. With regard to the small special districts, I heard different ideas on what happened there. Do any of you have knowledge about what happened with these small special districts and why it's such a crisis right now and what we can do about it?
I read the agreements for Yosemite West, Mariposa Pines, El Portal, Lake Don Pedro. And when those were built, when those projects were started, some of them as late as the early 60s, it was acknowledged that they had to have a build out and that they would pay property taxes. And documented in those agreements is acknowledging that the property taxes would be used to help run those systems, and they were deeded to the county under that premise. And that's how they ran for the next 20, 30 years. Property taxes, TOT taxes helped manage those systems because they were too small to run on their own. And it was acknowledged that the county was, from the beginning, needed to manage those systems because they have a greater fund of property taxes. Then something happened. Proposition 13 was passed, which limited a raise in property taxes, and shortly thereafter, the county started looking for ways to save money. And in 1989 to 90, the county started creating special districts. And these special districts were created to force, and I emphasize that word, nobody had a choice. It was voted on by the supervisors, but the property owners couldn't come in and vote. These special districts upon the property owners. Then what happened? The county removed all the tax money that they used to use to support those districts. They let all the equipment go in decay, and you have what you have today. Unless there's a dramatic change in county policy, they are going to go in receivership. They are gonna have to leave their homes and move to an apartment or someplace else because it's gonna be untenable for them to pay the $500 a month for sewage. So I would attack that. Can I rebut that? The county's own wording says special districts are no different from enterprise zones in that they have to be self-funded. That's the similarity to an enterprise zone. They are called enterprise entities for that reason. And also I got that off the county's website. You can go on the county's website and read the same reports I've got printed out here that tell you the history, and my history, I stand by it. I would stand by it in a court of law.